Hi everybody. Alright, we're out on a beautiful hike today, and I thought I'd give you my weekend review up from the mountains. Gorgeous day today. I've been practicing walking barefoot again in the mountains, and this time, since I have 8-hour shift today, this afternoon, I will not be doing a whole hike barefoot because I have to be on my feet for 8.5 hours walking. So I did about a 20-minute, and I'll do about a 20-minute downhill just to get my feet toughened. Alright, so this has been a kind of a quiet week. I had a few days off this week, and then I start a full week next week of like days in a row. It just kind of ends up like that. Some weeks there's less work and other weeks there's more, depending on the schedule. So I wanted to catch you up on a couple things I forgot. The video I did where I cleaned out my storage unit, and then I threw everything away. That was a great video. I mean, a great fun time, and it feels so good to not have that unit. But then one question that you may ask is, well, if you had photo albums, what did you do with all of them? And the answer is when I moved into the school bus, I had like 10 photo albums from the Army, from high school, from before digital pictures came out. And so I took all those and consolidated them into one photo album, like 300 pictures or 200 pictures or something. All those, and threw the rest away. The ones I really wanted to remember, not every little picture. I talked about that before. And so then this time I had this one photo album, and I'm not going to bring it with me, so I got my camera, I put it on the highest resolution I could, and I just took a picture of each page. Took a picture, flip, 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 all the way through. And so now if I want to look at these pictures, they're not something I'm ever, because they're no digital to them. If I want to look at them again, I just pull up that photo album page and I zoom in on each picture, because there's such a good resolution that I can perfectly see the picture and who's in it, and it helps me remember it. And so it saves a whole lot of space, having that big thick photo album, or just having something on my computer that I can look at, which I don't even look at them very often because they're from the Army and from high school and stuff. So that was kind of cool, and I saved a ton of space, and it wasn't hard to throw away because I knew I had a picture, and I just keep a backup of those files, those photos, so I know I always have them. The other thing I wanted to thank Rose. She was nice enough to give me a comment about when I talked about staying clean and that spray stuff, my shoes and stinky feet, and she had mentioned baking soda. And so I went and bought some baking soda to try it. It's only 50 cents. It's like, how can it hurt? And I put some in my shoes, and my gosh, does that stuff work, man. It knocked the smell right out. Even after a very long day, after several days of not putting new baking soda in, there's no smell in there, and it's really nice. So now that's a routine I do from work, because I'm on my feet and running around all day, and just once a week I put new baking soda in my shoes, and man, does that do the trick. So if you got a thing where you're around all the time and your feet aren't smell the nicest, that would be a really good trick to try. And then the last thing is that you saw the video I did where we had lunch, my video yesterday on Thursday, of where I had the lunch with Noelle, and we just had some veggies and stuff, and it was a real quick video. Well, after that video, when we ate lunch, the vegetables were enough to tide us over for a few hours, and we sat there in the shade on this gorgeous park for like over 2 hours, and we just kind of told stories of our childhood. And we've been together almost 7 years, so we already know a lot about each other, but it's not as if we talk about all the little things, and so we just sat and told little stories about our life in our childhood, and things that wouldn't necessarily be groundbreaking or revolutionary, just really sharing deeply, because we had the expanse of time. And that's just what's amazing about the life. When you're in a house, you're sitting in your house, and there's TVs and there's internet, and there's your computer, and you can do the dishes, or you could wash some laundry, or you have all these things you can do. And when you're in the van, there's not a lot you can do. You can't watch the internet because we don't have cable, we don't have TV. We have electricity, but it's a tiny space, and there's a beautiful park. So we set it at a park with no internet, no TV, and what do? You spend time together talking, sharing. And so it was just the most amazing couple of hours. And we ended up spending a total of like 3 hours out there just hanging out. Talking or not talking, listening to music, whatever. Just hanging out, and all the people walking by, and the kids playing, and bicycles, and you know, it was just like this energy of being out there in the world and not being in a house, and just the freedom. And so, I mean, that is the reason why, you know, washing your clothes in a sink, spraying off and wiping down instead of a shower. All those things may sound, gosh, I don't want to do any of that. Well, you also get to go and just enjoy life. And it's the fullness of life that you get to experience. And so, honestly, that is the main reason for this life, is that you really get to experience life outside of your work and outside of your house. Okay, everybody. I hope you had a great week. Have a great weekend, and blessings, namaste on just go love and live your life. Bye, everybody.